Welcome to day 8 of the Yoga Challenge. Let's begin by sitting. Closing the eyes. Creating awareness of the spine, of the front, the space behind you, space to the left of you, space to the right of you, the space below you, and the space above you. Starting to deepen your breath. Bring awareness to your breathing. Follow the breath through the center line of the body. Follow the inhale down the spine. Follow the exhale up the spine. Putting your thoughts aside, following the sound of the breath, following the sensations, becoming present in the body. Bring the hands together and let's just connect to an intention, what you're wanting for yourself. And just being open to receiving that, letting go of anything you don't need. And we'll open with a single Om. Inhale to Om. Today we'll start standing up. So let's stand up to the top of our mats. And so I just want to bring some awareness again to the different sides of the body. If you were to reach your hands up and face the palms of the hands forward, everything that you see would be considered the front of my body. And there's connective tissue joining me from the fingertip, from the front of the hand all the way down to the toenails. It's all one piece. So when we're looking at the body's engagement, creating length through the entire body has a real effect. Back body is from heels to the fingernails, up to the back of the head and even the top of the head. And what would be considered as the side of the body would be the outside lines and the inside lines. And so we'll be focusing on the inside lines because that supports us in the center of our structure. So the outside lines are from the pinkies all the way down the side to my pinky toes. And the inside lines are from my thumbs all the way through the inside, down the chest and the inner thighs. And so we're just going to take the feet together. Notice the heels touching, the big toes touching. Straighten your arms, and with straight arms, pressing the thumbs together, keeping straight arms as you reach the arms up. Okay, and the arms are really coming back as the shoulders release down. Keep straightening the elbows. Keep pressing the whole arm towards the thumbs. And releasing the arms all the way down. And so let's just focus on just the legs. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Squeeze your legs together so much that you're trying to touch your calf muscles together. And through the squeezing, also create length in the legs and breathe. So notice all that energy you're generating towards center. And exhale, relax the muscles, but just notice the effect, the quality of support in your legs. Let's now take the thumbs together and reach the arms up, and a little bit squeezing the inner thighs together, and a little bit squeezing the thumbs together, and we'll rotate the hands so that we're clasping the fingers and pointing the index fingers and breathing. And think about bringing the inner arms closer together and the inner thighs closer together, and really extending through the center lines of the body. And exhale, releasing the arms. We'll move through Sun Salutation A. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. In downward dog, spread your fingers wide, spread your toes wide, and start to really press into the mound of the thumb and forefinger, and straighten your elbows, and start to press into the inside of the heel and the inside of the big toe mound, and work towards straightening the legs. Hips are sinking back, chest is sinking down. Sorry, a little beetle in here. Look forward, step through with both feet. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So it can help those inside lines on your arms, if you look forward towards your thumbs, slightly spinning the upper arms outwards and squeezing the arms a little closer together towards the center line. Pushing into the inside of the hand and really creating lots of length through the forearm and elbow. Stepping forward, inhale halfway, and exhale. Stand up, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So we're going to take our feet together, and you really want to get your chest to be deep enough that your arms are beside your ears, even if you can't get your legs straight. And keep tilting the hips up while you sink the heels down. And we're going to take the right leg, straighten out through the inside of the heel, and think of lifting up through the inside of the heel. Keep creating length through your center line, sending your tailbone further away from the back of your head. Lifting through the right heel, through the inside. And step the foot forward. And get the foot all the way through, and we'll bring the left knee down. And in this position, let's bring our hands to the knee. And in this low lunge, let's really focus on trying to sit towards the right heel. And either the heel is lifted on your back foot or the top of the foot is reaching. And trying to send either the heel back or the top of the foot to reach back. And think the left arm can come up, and we'll rotate the arm in. Seeing if you can go a little deeper. Lifting the toes, see that your weight is placed right in the center of the heel. Exhale, hands coming down. We'll lift the back leg, step right back into downward facing dog. Feet together. And get your chest to drop towards your toes. If you're not sure how to do that, look forward to your fingers and push your chest further away from your hands. Head can return to neutral. We'll take the left foot slowly back through the heel and really reach through that heel. Reach through the inside of the heel, straighten the knee, and slowly lift through the inside of the heel. Keep drawing attention to upper arms slightly hugging towards center line so that your push through the hands is a little more centered. And we'll take the feet down, and left foot is going to step forward And we'll bring the right knee down. So finding alignment is, it's micro movements. So lifting the toes and just noticing how the weight is placed, getting the foot to really distribute weight evenly. And as if you're going to sit your left butt cheek on your left heel, center of your left heel. And if it's there, the right arm can reach, but then we're rotating the arm in. And to some degree, the right hip is doing the same, rotating forward. Really sit on that heel. Reach through your back leg. Reach further. And take the hands down to the ground. Vinyasa will inhale high plank and exhale chaturanga. Inhale cobra or up dog and exhale downward dog. Take a look forward, step through with both feet. Inhale, lift the heart halfway. And then exhale, fold. Stand up, reaching up. Inhale and exhale. So let's move back into Warrior A. Left heel can step back. Shoulders are facing forward. Lots of weight on your back leg. And we'll clasp the hands together. Point the index fingers. And of course, if it's not there, hands to the hips is a great variation. Just highlight the inside lines of the body. Draw a line from the inside of your heel up your inner thighs, supporting at the base of the pelvis. Notice how your legs can support the whole body by moving towards center. Inhale, stand up. Well, let's take the hands to the waist. We're going to move into Warrior C. So I can take a half step forward. I'm going to turn my foot, lean forward till you're going to fall forward and start to bring your left heel up. You can point the foot or you can flex the heel, but reach your foot. Breathing here. Maybe you're up here, that's totally fine. Keep breathing. Hands could stay on the waist, or they could reach forward. And exhale. Feet together. Take your right foot back. Set up for Warrior A. Hands can stay here, or if you want, clasp the hands together. That rotation inwards, really supporting the center line. hands can come to the waist. Half step forward. Lift your chest up. Lean forward until your toes have to work. And then bring your leg up. Bring your chest up. Big breaths here. Listen to the sound of your breath. Make it big. And exhale, feet together, relax the arms. Few deep breaths, flushing out the effort, noticing the quality. We'll take our feet into a wide stance. And a book or a block underneath you. Or anything that looks like that shape in your house. Maybe a Kleenex box. Elbows pointing back, inhale. Exhale, fold halfway. Right hand comes down to the block. That can be any height, but I want a straight spine. Then start to push your right shoulder forward and pull the left shoulder back. As you exhale, draw the belly in. And if it's there, you can reach the arm, but only if it's easy to see your hand without cranking your neck. So the belly has to open, the ribs have to open. And the bottom arm is helping you get up. Exhale, left hand down. And then opening the right side. We want to be careful not to tip the hips too much. We want to keep both hips lifting. Start to pull the belly in as you exhale. Come back to center, hands to the waist, elbows pointing back. Inhale, stand up. And exhale, step forward. So this next one, we'll take our feet about mat width apart, step on the outside of the mat, and we'll turn the heels inwards just a little bit. So some of you can adjust this as we get into it, but what I'm looking for is feet just a little wider than hip width apart, and then I'm setting my feet at the same angle. That can be slightly open or slightly forward. And I'll push my knees open, lift my toes so I can keep reorganizing my ankles. Push your knees open. You can use your elbows on your knees, and then creating a straight back, lift your chest and look forward. And keep trying to sit back to the heels, but keep pushing the knees open and lifting your chest forward. So taking your shoulders away from the back of your neck. Keep sitting a little bit more. We'll grab the ankles if it's possible. Keep pushing the knees open. 5 more breaths. See if you can sit into the inside of the heel as you push the knee open. Great job. Hands to the ground. Step back with the left foot. Keep the right foot forward, and we'll bring the hands down to the ground and bring the left knee down to the ground. I lit a fire today, so the house is very hot, and it stopped raining and the sun came out, so it's extra hot here. But if you're sweating at home, it's normal for this type of leg work. And if you're me, it's normal for any type of work. So the left knee is on the ground, the right foot is turned open slightly, but I want the toes lifted, and I want there to be pull. I want my knee to try to move towards the center of my foot. So I'm breathing here, and with my hands on the ground or coming up onto the fingertips, shift your chest forward and your shoulders back, and breathe here. Now the leg's going to get tired, it's going to want to get out of the way, but keep adjusting yourself to the inside of the heel. Okay, keep sitting into the pose. Keep trying to sit a little deeper. Let the chest shine through a little bit more. And you don't have to, but if you can, lift the left leg up and put a little bit of weight back into that heel. Okay, and the same thing, you're trying to adjust the chest so the chest is forward, lifting, and the shoulders are back. And if you've already dropped out, that's okay, just keep breathing. And we'll come back into forward. We're going to step forward actually. So we're going to come forward with the back leg and step back with the right foot. And we'll bring the right knee down. And we're going to turn the left foot open slightly. And even though the knee can't go further, I still want to pull the thigh forward. So think about the more you bring your chest to look forward, the more I want to sit down. So even though there might not feel like there's a lot of mobility, the way into it is through that center line. So just keep adjusting weight to the inside of your left heel and finding ways to release the pelvis and really lengthen through the spine. And that's a lot of work. And if you can stay here, great. And if you want more work, lift the back leg and push a little bit more length through the heel. Let's say through the inside of the heel. And chest is lifting. And downward facing dog. Feet close together. And imagine now that you're pushing your inner thighs towards the back of your mat. Pushing the inner thighs towards the wall behind you. And take your right knee forward into pigeon. And we'll take the right foot back. And your back foot, either the toes are pointed or the toes are tucked. So to just put more attention on center, think about turning the outside of your left hip forward to point forward more. And as you do, sit into the center of the pelvis, where you feel the center of the pelvis is. Place your spine atop the center of the pelvis. If it's possible for you, if you don't have a block and you want to go a little deeper, you're pushing the middle of your thigh open, okay? And you're pushing the foot open. So this could be a position. This is quite intense if the hips aren't open. So don't, if you end up cramping up, maybe this isn't the variation. And we'll come back into downward facing dog, and we'll step forward with the left knee and walk the right foot back. We want to really deal with sitting in the hips, sitting into almost putting weight into the back pockets. And through the balancing of the shoulders, you're balancing the hips. Think about turning the outside of the right hip slowly forward. And if you have knee troubles in this pose, please message me and we'll find a safer way. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. And we'll do a vinyasa if you like. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And let's step through with both feet. Both legs can come out in front of us. So I'm going to take the right foot in to the body and we'll cross it over. Okay, but if it doesn't cross over very nicely, keep it on the inside. So we wrap the elbow around the knee, but some of you might have the flexibility to exhale and cross the elbow, in which case you just have a deeper advantage to pull the shoulders back. So we're nice and wide across the collarbone. Focus on lengthening the center line and then wringing it out from the belly. to center, and exhale opposite direction. And then uncross the legs, switching sides. And if you could make it across on an exhale, and begin to pull the shoulders back even more. Think about increasing length through the inside of the heels. And coming back to center, exhale opposite direction. And back to center. So we'll use the wall for fish posture. Take the variation that you need. If you feel any neck compromise, then this is not the pose for you. The legs are together. We bring our elbows down and we try to walk the elbows closer together. Try to squeeze the arms back. Try to push the inside of the feet towards the wall. And for the first part, we just breathe, lifting the chest. So the head's not trying to go back, everything's going up. Then we're getting more out of the pelvis. And exhale, come back to the ground. Get your heels right into the wall. And we'll dig the elbows. We want to angle the elbows in, because as soon as we rotate the arms that way, it supports the back. So the back is starting to engage. I'm arching the hips. Slide onto the head and breathe here. And create rise out of this situation. Use the back muscles to further lengthen the front of your torso from your pubic bone all the way to your forehead. Lengthening, and the arms can push into the ground to help you lengthen more through the front. And push into the elbows and let the head come up, and just take a moment, relax the legs and arms. Full breaths. Observing sensations. And we will get ready for our work towards the bridge. So the feet can walk in towards the hips. And you can either press the hands down and roll the shoulders back. Or if it's easier for you to roll the shoulders back, then bend the elbows and roll the shoulders back and press the ground. And we'll lift the hips up. So breathe in here. I don't want weight building on my neck and head. I really want to take pressure off my neck and head by taking my shoulders back a bit more and working the legs. Hands could press the ground, clasp together. And exhale, come back down. So if you felt like your low back was pitching there, could be that your feet were pointing outwards. So make sure your feet are parallel. Okay? And another thing that happens is we'll lift with the legs and then we'll stop, but we'll keep lifting with the ribs. And that kind of gets tense in the mid-back. So just working the arms and lifting the hips. Breathing deeply. Really push away from your feet. If the hands had the angle, you could support the hips. And we'll come back down. Just softening, but still breathing. And one more time. Bring the arms back. Lift the hips. Send the tailbone forward and press into the feet. And exhale, come back down. Let your legs relax. Just take a moment here. So we will come into shoulder stand. And as I was saying before, it wasn't very clear when I explained it last time, so let's try it again. You're going to bring your hips pretty close to the wall, close enough that when your feet come to the wall, it's a 90-degree angle. Okay? And just to show you, any pelvis, when you lift the pelvis above the heart, that's enough to be the shoulder stand. So you don't need to come up very high in order for this to be beneficial. That being said, you could stack blankets a little bit higher if you felt like if you could handle it. So contraindications are high blood pressure, menstruation, pregnancy, or any neck injuries. So if you have those, be mindful that this is maybe not a pose you need to do, or if you do want to try it, go so slowly you never run into pain. So, that being said, if you want to go a little bit further, so this is the pose, if you have your hips elevated and just breathing, okay? If you want to go a little bit further, you're pressing into the wall, and you're probably going to walk your feet up just a little bit and keep lifting. So there's pressure on my shoulders, but I want the shoulders to draw back so there's a narrow gap between them. So my spine is not pressing into the ground, but my shoulders are holding the weight in a very in a position that supports my neck. So from here, you're lifting with the pelvis and breathing. And if you need to stay here, then stay here. Part of the big work anyway is getting the shoulders open enough that your hands could support you. Okay, and the drawing the shoulders back and together is supportive of the whole pose. If you want it to go further, you take the one leg close into the belly, and then your balance is in the shoulders and the hands support the back. So this is shoulder stand here. And of course, I'm trying to open the wrists and shoulders over time. Moving towards plow in the very easiest way, the thighs are sinking now towards the chest. I'm still supporting the back, but the back is not staying straight. Now the back is rounding. And if you had some length that you could tune into, then you could start to straighten the legs. But I'm not rolling over my head and spine. It's a shoulder stand, so I'm keeping the shoulders as the primary support. And then press into the hands and try to roll down slowly, or bring your feet to the wall and just take a moment. And you can readjust yourself for Shavasana. So just laying onto the backs, using a pillow for your head if you need. Moving your arms away from your ears and head, let the palms fall open, let the feet fall apart. And let's get 3 audible sighs. This deep inhale through the nose. And let the mouth come open. Relaxing the belly. 2 more. And 1 more. Let go of your whole body. Or rather, let go of the activity. Tune in to the weight of your body and allow it to settle into the earth. Relax the space on the outside of your body. Relax the space on the inside of your body. Locate the center of the heart. And relax the space around the center of the heart. the heart, the quality of stillness. And we'll start to deepen the breath. But stay relaxed. Wake up the body. And be very gentle. And we'll come back to a seated position. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. And tuning into gratitude. Namaste.